All right, well, let me give the official cheers and say welcome to each and every one of you. Doug here, and guys, it is good. So good to be back doing another happy hour. As you know, I took a couple of weeks off, was doing some traveling, but now I'm back, and I know how you loves your happy hours, and you know how I loves giving them. So as long as you love it, I love to do it. So welcome back. Now, if you happen to be cruising by the channel for the first time, you want to know what a happy hour is, this is where I answer your stock market related questions. I tell tales. I rant about stock market topics. But the most important thing is I try to share my 2 decades of trading experience, the things that I've learned along this journey, the good and the bad, what you should be doing as a trader, what you definitely shouldn't be doing. And I try to focus a little bit more on that psychological part of trading so we can all grow and get better. And I tell you what, if I've done that to any of you, if I've shared any knowledge with you that's helped you make some money, that's helped you improve your trading, even if you haven't really made any money with it all, you just feel better and more confident, and you feel like you're moving in the right direction, then I've done my job. That's all I'm here is to share the things that I've learned in the attempts that maybe it shortens your learning curve and gets you to where you need to go a little bit faster. And as always, if you guys need help, you can feel free to trade with me every day. I'm streaming live now here from the office. Right there, up there at the top is the link. So here's what I want to talk about. I've been getting a lot of questions lately, or a flow of questions about what is it like? Since so many people are entering the trading world now, I want to know, what is it like to be a professional trader? What is it like to live this lifestyle of a pro trader? And I think it's important to talk about this topic, and it will resonate with everyone, because back in my early years of trading, we'll say this is 01, 2, and 3, 2001, 2, and 3, I always had this picture in my mind of what it was going to be like the day I became a professional trader. I had pictures on the wall of things like sports cars and real estate houses and swimming pools and stuff. This is the things I was going to buy whenever I made a lot of money trading. And to an extent, that's pretty good. But the thing is, when I finally made it as a trader, how it ended up happening and the way that it happened, it couldn't have been any further from how I thought it was. And the whole journey from going from unsuccessful trader, struggling, crying at certain times, just going through meltdowns at certain times, melting down accounts at certain times, just really changed my whole perception about money. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here, because I think the most fundamental part of this is, regardless of what business that you guys decide to do, whether it's trading or you end up going somewhere else with your life, the true goal in everything shouldn't be based solely on that material aspect. Because when I think about what I was doing back then and how materialistic I was and how materialistically driven I was, that always led to me making poor decisions. Now, I'm not going to say that everyone else is like that. This is just my opinion I'm sharing with you guys. There's nothing wrong if you really feel that internally that's what you want as a human being. But for me, the shift really in trading came from understanding who I was as a person. And again, this relates to any business that you're going, is understanding who you are as a person and what you are as a person and what your ultimate goal was. Should your goal be the Lamborghini, the sports car, or should it just be trying to take one step forward in your life right now to get you out of your 9-to-5 cubicle dead-end job? Is it just the one step you need to take right now to get another job because maybe you lost it through this whole coronavirus thing and you need another one? And I think it's also important to focus on that, because now we live in this age of social media, where it appears like this is a very easy career. And you've got people that are constantly flaunting wealth in front of your face with fancy sports cars, Rolex watches, penthouse suites. And then when you think about traders in general and you watch movies, things like Boiler Room or Wolf on Wall Street, that's sort of the media perception about what we are as people. And I can tell you, I know a lot of professional traders, and none of them are like Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. That's not how this business works for the masses. This is a job like any other job someone else has. And I say this, and the reason we really picked this topic today is because if you come into that, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting materialistic things. It's a great goal to have. But if that is your sole driving point with this, the real downside in that is you have a tendency to gamble. You have a tendency to be over aggressive, take risks, And again, to an extent that's okay, but then it just becomes good risk versus dumb risk. Traders, professional traders, take a calculated risk in what it is that they were doing. Now, if we kind of rewind back a little bit, and and another thing you really want to pay attention to before I jump to that topic is you kind of think about what's going on today, and just kind of use some common sense here, guys, too, when you're out there. You got people sitting there talking about making like 10 G's every day trading stocks, 10 G's. And it's like, okay, 10 G's every single day of the week. Now, here's the thing. Let's say, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say, okay, you made 10 G's. You're making 10 G's every day. Are you really going to make 10 G's and then spend the rest of the day sending out screenshots on the Twitters? You really going to do that and then do a YouTube video about it? I mean, if you're making 10 freaking thousand a day, it's like 50K a week. You're making 200,000 a month and you're tweeting. No, you're not. No, you're not. I mean, just use the common sense. So if we can kind of rewind here real quick, I want to talk about my journey here because when I first got into it, it was because I wanted money, but my sole goal was, I told the story before, so I'm not going to tell it again. I just wanted to fund my racing habit that I had at the time. I was really focused on building a motorsports store, which I had, and trading came to me as a means for me to continue to, because it was a losing business. Unfortunately, trading became a losing business too. So I was the proud owner of 2 losing businesses. And if you've never had that luxury, it's a great feeling to have 2 different losing businesses. And I remember the times of floating checks and just, like the robbing Peter to pay Paul scenario. And it was just a nightmare. And what that led to me is becoming more aggressive, wanting more money, trying harder, forcing trades, revenge trading, trying to tell, I got to make 700 a day. I got to make 1,000 a day. I got to triple down, quadruple down. I got to go all out. And every time I did that, I got smoked. I mean, I got smoked. And it just became this progression of just poor trading habits. Now, again, I'm not saying that everybody's going to behave that way. But when we think about trading and you ask, what's the real lifestyle? Well, when I learned about finance, and I learned about the market, and I paid the price internally and emotionally on my road to becoming successful, it took on a whole new meaning. Money itself took on a whole new meaning. So when I first started out, I said, as soon as I make a lot of money, I'm going to buy a sports car. And I went through 4 years of just absolute hell before I became successful. And when I talk about hell, that's an understatement. They just don't have words in the English language that can sum up what I was actually going through at the time, and many traders do. And by the time I became successful, I didn't want to just throw that money away on bullshit, I didn't want to just go out and frivolously spend it because it's like, do you know what I had to do to get that? Do you know the price that I had to pay? The sleepless nights, the tears that rolled out of my face, the times I threw computers out the window, the time I kicked over tables, kicked dents in my car, the time I looked at the sky, cussing at the sky, saying, bring it on, that crazy stuff, I went through all that. You think I'm just going to give this away, right? You think I'm going to be stupid and frivolous and ignorant with it? Now, yeah, I'll go out and spend a little bit here and there, but do you really think that's what I'm in this for? So when we talk about what's the real true trader lifestyle, you've got to come into this business for what you're in it for the ultimate fulfillment. And that's, for most people, not going to be delivered. If you're young, it sounds like it's going to come in the form of Rolex watches and sports cars. But as you get a little bit older, you'll start to realize that that's not the key to success, and that's not the key to fulfillment. And also, if somebody's portraying a certain amount of success to you, if that's not what you want and you're following that, you're already making a mistake because you're living someone else's dream, right? That's not what you're here for. And the reason I keep stressing this is because I know this sounds tacky, but I really truly believe this, that in order for you to be successful in anything, you have to be in touch with who you are as a human being. You're the one that has to define success. So for example, if I said I make 60, 70, or let's just say 30, you made 35K as a trader. Somebody might say who makes 500,000 as a trader, go, you're not successful. But then maybe the person that was doing that was landscaping first or digging ditches, and now they're just working 3 hours out of their house every day, and they're spending the rest of the time playing Xbox or PlayStation. They're successful. They succeeded at something. They got what they want out of the market. That's how much they want to make. They're happy. That's fulfillment. For somebody else, it might be more. For me, it's just constantly just trying to be better than I was the day before. And it's important that everybody gets in touch with that. Now, as far as what this lifestyle is like, it's like anything else. This is a job. This is not the stuff that I just mentioned where you're working like 3 minutes a day on this one pattern that works in every single market and you're making millions of dollars. I mean, that's just total garbage. And I think most of you know that. It's not that way. You're always in, like, it's a job. Like, my whole life revolves around the stock market itself. Like, I work all day. When I say work all day, doesn't mean I'm slaving all day, but what it does mean is I'm constantly looking for opportunity. And then I'll take a break and I'll look for some opportunity. Then when I'm taking a break or I take a walk or I'm just chilling out, I'm thinking about, wonder what I could have done better on that trade. Wonder if Netflix is going to go up later today, or Tesla, or maybe there's a trade on Apple later. I wonder if I could, and then you come back and you just kind of do that whole thing again. It's a grind. And then at the end of the day, you look back through everything that you did. You look at the good, you look at the bad, you try to be, objective in yourself, but not mean and cruel and critical of your trading. And you try to formulate a plan for the next day. And throughout the evening, I'll check the market, I'll read some news stories, I'll try to pick up some edges here and there, and then the day begins all over again. And it's like that Monday through Friday, every day, all month, all year, and it's been that way now for 22 years. It's a grind. It is a literal grind. Day in and day out. So when I kind of think about this, the things I want to portray with Happy Hour, and the reason I started this in the first place, was to reach out to people on what you're really getting into. I'm not trying to be a negative human being, because I certainly could sell sports cars to you. I could sell luxurious lifestyle to you. I could sell, but that's not who I am as a human being. I don't care about those kind of things. We've already gone over that before, those who follow me. That's not important to me. So there's no sense in me spending $300,000 or $400,000 on a depreciating asset. I'm not going to get anything out of that. You might, I'm not. And also, I don't need that. I don't need money or wealth, or to show my money and wealth, or to show my items, or to show my cars, my houses, my properties, my Rolexes. I don't own a Rolex. I did once, but no. I don't need to show that for validation. I don't need likes. I don't need retweets. I don't need somebody to validate who I am as a human being, to tell me that I'm doing the right things or I'm doing the wrong things, or that I'm a good trader or that I'm a bad trader. Because I know I frickin' pay my damn bills. I got up every day. I busted my ass for 4 years. I studied my ass off. I worked hard. I paid the price. I paid my dues. I cut my teeth in front of the screens every damn day. I don't need someone to tell me that I'm not good enough, or that this is the lifestyle I gotta be living, right? Now, maybe a little bit of a rant there. And that's how you guys have to be. Because it comes in all shapes and formats. And maybe I'm bouncing around here a little bit, but people are gonna tell you you're not gonna be a trader. It's gambling, it's stupid, it's ignorant. You're gonna go start a business, that ain't gonna work. Nobody's gonna buy from you. People don't like you. Who gives a shit? Go do it. Just put your freaking face down, and start grinding away. That's what we gotta do as people. So through this whole process, trading made me a man. It made me a man. It got me in touch with who I was as a human, what I was put on this earth to do, how I was supposed to live my life, and what money really meant to me. And from there, fulfillment, true fulfillment came. And it wasn't in the form of cars, Rolex. I told the story when I was a 22-year-old kid. I was a financial advisor, making 6 figures. That's exactly what I did, was frivolously spend my money on stupid cars in the early 90s. I had $8,000 a month in bills. That's dumb, I'd love to have that money back. It's just still, I could have done something with it. And if you want money too, it's like I don't have to buy cars. But this is what trading has given me. When I say that fulfillment, the ability to make the money has given me a couple of different things. It's given me a skill set that I can take with me for the rest of my life. Market's always going to be open. I can continue to do this till the day I die. If I live 100, I can still do it. It's also provided me with a means to help other people, to introduce them to a career that quite possibly could change their life, that could feed their family, that could help them get out of debt, that could help him get on a job. I don't care if you buy a Lambo, but if you turn around and I put food on your table or teach you a skill that helps you put food on your table, you have more time to spend with your family, you can quit that stupid job that you're a slave to. I'm a winner for that, and you're a winner for that. That's great. That's what we all want, is just get you pointed in the right direction. And it allows me also the time and freedom to do the things I want, like traveling, which I just did, or giving my money to charities or other organizations that mean something. Me being able to spread my good fortune, my health, my wealth, the things that I've learned along the way with other people. And that's where you really come full circle in life. Again, I don't want to just keep ranting about this because I have a tendency to do that. But just remember, guys, when you're coming into this business, it is a grind. Don't fall for that garbage where it's going to take you 3 months. You're going to have to learn through it. And even if you start out really well early, it doesn't mean you're not going to have bumps along the way. It's a job like any other job. You have a right to be here, and it could be a good career. But don't underestimate what it takes to be a professional. And for the guys out there that are struggling, you traders out there that are struggling, you just stick with it. We talked about it before. Just survive another day, work another day. So for the new people, get in touch with yourself on who you are as a human, what you're here for. One step at a time. Moving out of that job, getting a new apartment, fixing something wrong with your house, something really important, getting out of debt, whatever it might be. Take those little steps and study and work hard and just continue to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild and rehash and rethink and re-strategize. The guys that's been doing this for a while, don't give up on it. Market's always here. Every day the market's open, you get another rematch to prove yourself. Just same thing. Rehash, rethink, re-strategize. And that's how it's going to work. That's how it worked for me. That's how it will work for you. So guys, I know I rant. The real true trader lifestyle, it's a grind. You got to pump this out. You got to go savage. You got to work hard. You got to be able to be patient. You got to stay in there. Man, you got to work. You just got to do it. All right? So anyway, I know I got ranting a little bit, but hey, I hope I made some sense. I think I did. Until the next happy hour, if you think there's a topic that I've left out, something you want to know, something you want to talk about, just make sure you send it to me, support@thelincolnlist.com. Until the next happy hour, we'll be doing them regularly again. Cheers.